Good morning, it's MaryEllen from the channel MaryEllen After 60. And today I'm going to be talking about under eye bags, under eye circles, announcing the winner of the FabFitFun box. What else am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to also show you how I apply my Retin A. I had quite a few questions about that. And also, when I put up this video, I'll put it here. Anytime I put something up there, I always link it below because I really don't know how to use the cards, but I know a lot of you do. I had said that I was not going to try the Dr. Brandt bags no more. In fact, I sent it to my oldest sister, and I expect to hear back from her how she's liking it because I didn't have trouble with bags and circles. I'm going to be putting in some footage in here. The footage that is the first, and I dated it, was taken January of 2013. That was a full year, almost a full year and a half before I started my YouTube channel. And what those photos were, they were the after. I had been using a product from Philosophy, and I wanted to see if it had been helping. I lost my before pictures, but I found the after. And I never claim, I could not do it side by side. So if you want to compare, you could take a picture and then take a picture of the other. But I see a huge difference in my eyes. And plus, I'm 6 years older than I was when I took that first film. So I hope you can see the difference I'm talking about. This part right here, I am still dark, but I don't have the deep. I called them bags. They were worse than circles. Circles are right here, and then I even had bags on my bags. And I'll tell you the only thing that I can contribute it to. I've always had a lot of water. I've always been excellent about eating vegetables. I've always had good sleep. The only thing, I'll tell you what the only things are different, and I cannot pinpoint this, but I can share this with you. I started using Retin A, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I think it was in April 2015, I started using the Timeless Eye Concentrate, and I will link this below. I buy mine where it is less expensive. I have a 25% off discount and from the Timeless website. And then there's always Amazon. I have never had any problems with anything I've ordered on Amazon. I just look to see which is less expensive. But I started applying that once a day. And then a little later, I started using the hyaluronic acid. And for me, that really brings moisture in my skin. If you live in desert climates, it may not work that way for you. Those are the two things that I did, the only two things I did. I use the eye concentrate on my lids, and I do not have crepey eyelids. I have had them in the past, and I will have them in the future. With God willing, I will have them in the future. But that's the only thing I used on my eyelids. I haven't used a concealer in a couple of years. I'm going to show you a good concealer that is still available if all this other stuff fails and you still are dark. There's some people that it is heredity. Some people, it's health problems. There's various reasons why to have darkness under the eyes, but I'll show you what I think is the best. And if it's still available, I will link it. And I've had this for 5 years, and it's still good. And I'll tell you why it's still good. I will use it if sometimes I get like blood things because of all the blood thinner I'm on. And I will use this. The reason it's still good, and I still have a lot, is when I'm using it, I just go like this, get it on my brush, close it tightly, and turn it upside down. So I'm not recontaminating it. I always smell it and check it before I use it. But I'm going to put it on my hand and show you what it's like. And I'll try to zoom in. And I use the brush and then I dab it with my fingers. To me, this was the best, and it's a color corrector. And I think it's available in 3 shades only, if it's still available. But I will look and see. But I liked it. I got mine from QVC, and it came with a brush, and it came with this kit. But I always store everything that's cream upside down, and I haven't had any problems. I will occasionally wipe it off with a tissue, but since I'm not going back in and I close it quickly, my cream products don't get contaminated, and they don't get the little germs, and they stay good a long time. And if I wasn't going to be using it, sometimes I've stored it in the kitchen. You know, just from being a nurse and just from living, I can remember my grandmother taking a spoon from the freezer and letting it kind of come to room temperature a little bit and using it around her eyes. She was like into beauty. She always told me nothing, a lot of people do ice on their face and around their eyes. She just always told me that you don't want to use extreme. You don't want to use extreme hot, and you don't want to use extreme cold. Tea bags, because of the tannic acid, sometimes will reduce them, but these are all temporary things. Sleeping with your head elevated. I sleep on one pillow and it's flat. But if I had puffiness and dark circles, I would try something else, and I need to kind of keep my hands down. My improvement has been gradual. Anybody that, if you go back and watch old videos, you can see when I used to have a lot deeper tear troughs and have puffiness right here, and I do occasionally get it if I have way too much sodium. I believe sodium is good. I think, you know, in our household we use regular table salt, pink Himalayan salt, sea salt. In the video, I failed to mention that in May of 2018 I started using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Cream, and I use that in the morning, and I use my Timeless Eye Concentrate in the evening. And I do put my Timeless on my lid and under my eyes. And my jar lasted just a little over a year. So that's how little of the IT Bye Bye Under Eye Cream I use. And my Eye Concentrate lasts about 6 months. So I just wanted to let you know that. Exactly how I put on my Retin A. I put a little on the back of my hand, and you will see I avoid all the soft areas underneath my eyes and on my eyelids. I also avoid the corners of my mouth and the corners of my nostrils. Every year when I go to the doctor, I get a new prescription for Retin A. I do use GoodRx, and that's online. Just go to goodrx.com and put in your area code, and it'll show you how much it is in pharmacies around you. This time I have the cream, and one of these large 45-gram tubes will last me over a year. Sometimes I've had to change pharmacies, you know, get it filled at different pharmacies, but I've always been able to get it at a really decent price because it could cost up to $300. Many of my friends order theirs from overseas or buy in Mexico or Canada, and they have absolutely no problem. In my opinion, it is very important to stay away from your eyes. Retin A will travel, and a lot of other products will travel too. That you'll see in here that I go up to really around the orbital bone, and that's it. When I show you that my fingers have nothing on them, that's when I pat just underneath the eye area, but not even close to the lashes, nor the eyelids. If I ever have any symptoms of dry eye, and I haven't, and I've been using Retin A for almost 5 years, I would definitely change my application process, or I would quit using it. I'm using the 0.1%, but remember, I have been using it for almost 5 years. And I started with the 0.05. That's what my doctor recommended because I had used retinols for 3 years. I'm going to link a video above and below about my first 2 years using Retin A and a few other products. I think if you're new to or thinking about Retin A, or you are having problems, I think it might be pretty helpful. Another thing to talk to your physician about is, there's nothing magical about, you start out once a week, and then they usually, after a while, they'll have you twice a week. Well, if it's not for a medical condition, most doctors will agree that like after you've done it one time a week, try every 5th day. Don't double it in 1 week. Another thing to run by him, I always made sure I had some of my lower strength left to mix with my higher strength. And it took me almost a year of doing, and I put in a little glass jar, I would put some of my 0.5, and usually my first ratio was probably 75% 0.05 and 25% 0.1%. And I just gradually increased that until I reached 1%. I know that was pretty boring, but I did have requests to show exactly how I apply my Retin A. And if you're still here, this is going to be a giveaway. I cannot give away Retin A, but the 2 products that I think helped get rid of my eye bags more than anything else was the Timeless Eye Concentrate and the Timeless Hyaluronic Acid. And I'm going to purchase both of these items for 3 of my subscribers and have them mailed to you. I don't know if it'll be from Timeless or it'll be from Amazon, but I will check the prices. And let me think, this is going to be live for 3 days, and then I'm going to close it. You have to be 18 years old or older. You have to be subscribed to my channel before this goes live. And because this is a giveaway, I won't be able to reply to comments. But you all know that if you go to any video, and it doesn't matter, any video prior to this, and ask a question, I always get back to you. And sometimes we get some good conversations going on. What I have decided to do on my giveaways, I have decided through the summer that I always announce the winner on a Sunday. 99% of the time, they watch the video, they reply, and I send it off the next week. Some days I get to send it the same day if it's an e-gift card. If it's at the post office, I'm always there within a week. I am going to give somebody 3 weeks to claim their prize through the summer, and then I will announce it later when I change it back to 2. I'm only going to have the giveaways open for 3 days. That's what I usually do. I put it up on a Sunday, and I pick the winner the following Wednesday. So that's not going to change. That way, the people who truly watch me are the ones that are going to win, and I never announce a giveaway. Now I would like to announce the winner of my FabFitFun box that I earned by selling 3 boxes. And the first person's name that came up was Glitzy Fritzy. And Mary, she receives the FabFitFun box from the company, but she also buys her own subscription. So I know she's not interested, and she did not mention how many weeks to wait. So I knew she wasn't interested. So now I will announce the winner. The winner is Connie Hewitt. Connie, congratulations to you. Make sure you leave a comment below, and so you can send me your address. So when they notify me about the box, I'll be able to put in your name. You have 3 weeks to claim this, and hopefully you'll watch this a whole lot sooner. And congratulations again. I hope this helped a little bit. I can only share what I've done. I can share my photos. I can share my experience. But everybody knows, not anything works the same for everyone. But those are the 2 items, plus the Retin A, that I really think helped my eye bags and my circles. So it is all good. You guys have a great day. I appreciate you honestly, more than you will ever know. And I will see you in my next video. Take care. You needed a little iodine. I'd been using just the rock. And also about the doctor and